youth can they can nurture, we can nurture their talent.
So just to cut you short, Ibrahim Isaac, once again I welcome you to the program. I got through Dhaka, of course, your presenter of Sports Chat here on Classic Hood FM 98.9. We'd love to give our listeners the much needed information in terms of football, rugby, cricket, boxing, whatever sport that you are involved in, or the people want to hear the results. That's what I've been doing most of the years, loving to inform the nation, the world at large in terms of sports. I'll be looking at our first Super League games which were played, of course, yesterday, where we saw most of the teams that are fighting for the title failing to collect maximum points, and not forgetting First Division 2, which is also equally in the tight race. We saw the likes of Vector Football Club yesterday, of course, also registering another win, which has pushed them closer to win the promotion in terms of the First Division 2. I'll also be talking to Black Seed, the team that are taking First Youth League by storm, and these are the guys that can do a good job if given more time in First Youth Organized League. I'm not alone in the studio. Like I did mention much earlier, I'm with the coach for Black Seed. I'm talking about Ibrahim Isaac, who has done so well. He has already produced some players to the junior national team. Very soon we'll be taking the players to Qatar. We will have more professionals coming from that region, from Zambia, going to that region to play football and represent the country. Hopefully in the near future, these same boys can be nurtured into full-fledged players who love to play for Chipolopolo and bring honor for Zambia. Who knows, maybe your boys are the guys that is the same generation we've been waiting for, that is going to take Zambia to the World Cup. Zambia has never qualified to the World Cup. I'm not alone also in the studio. I'm with the captain for Black Seed. Let me start with the coach to welcome you once again. Your full names once again, Coach Ibrahim.
I'm Ibrahim Isaac, and I work with the Islamic Supreme Council of Zambia. I'm also the coach for Black Seed Soccer Academy, whereby we are nurturing the young talent in soccer. And as you have said, I can say actually that is exactly our dream. The future of Zambian football lies with these young men. And we are seeing the national team coming from Black Seed Soccer Academy in the very near future. And we are seeing a very great talent in our boys, which we are nurturing at the moment.
Indeed, you are nurturing young talent. We have seen, having been also a coach myself over the years, I've seen quite a number of talents, and I've seen what you are doing. You are doing a great job, and for sure, FAS need such partners in football, take football to another level. Already, you have seen that you are with the team captain. Team captain, give us your full names and tell us more about how this organization, Muslim Council of Zambia, has helped you guys to realize the dream. Most of you guys are camped there, and you enjoy every facility that some footballers may not be enjoying in country or in other parts of the world.
My name is Emmanuel Mshengo, and as you say that our camp there at supermarket there at Castle behind there, and our coach and our supervisor, they are doing good job to us, because some of teams they don't have the camp where to camp, and especially for food, we are eating food normal, but it's upon us the good luck, the favor of God, that they have given us the opportunity to join the team as Black Seed Soccer Academy.
So as Black Seed Soccer Academy, I know that you are under the sponsorship of Muslim Council of Zambia, and maybe I've seen there are about more than 70 of you guys come there, and you've been competing in the FAS under 17, under 19 league. Most of you now, you have the chance to lap shoulders with the big team. Whenever I play friendly matches with Division 1, Division 2, not forgetting Super League, you do have that chance to lap shoulders with big players. How do you encourage your friends as a captain that they should maintain discipline? Because without discipline, definitely one will not excel. And wherever you work in the world, when you don't have discipline, you cannot be accepted, you cannot be accorded that chance to become somebody in life. How do you encourage your friends to maintain discipline?
As I encourage my friends, it's about if you know that you have a temper, or you are just like rude boy, it's about you just forgetting about the temper, and you just focus that you are, as a player, you want to become as a professional or somebody else in future. That's why always our coach tell us that hard working and discipline is needed in our team.
Hard working and discipline is needed in the team for sure, young man. Me, I used to be a very good striker. I know most people do say, but why Mr. Shaweka? Why are you saying you're a good striker? Yes, I used to be a good striker. The average scores that I would score at Cook Ground is there. There are so many witnesses who can testify to what I'm talking about. My target every season, I would score more than 20 goals. Last season, when I played combat football before, I was hurt, sustained injury. I scored 23 goals. I was beaten by Felix Tweba, who had scored actually more goals than me. He had scored 30 goals in all competitions. I only scored that number of goals. I was second. That was the year I last played competitive football. But since over the years, I struggled with an injury, and I was retired at an age of my soccer career. But I remember that even in our time, when you are not disciplined, with the other better players, better than even Clifford Kalaba, I saw some players that were better than Clifford Mlenga. Those days that were being brought up with these guys, they never excelled in their life because some of them they misbehaved and they were chased from the team. Some of them they were banned by fans. Some of them they were suspended from taking part in football. So you didn't mention well when you talked about discipline, of course. But at this point in time, I personally feel and trust that I'll be talking to Coach Ibrahim Isaac, who should be able to tell us more about how does he feel the boys to perform. But at the same time, how do you wish to help these boys realize their dream in the near future?
First of all, let me thank you for giving us this opportunity once again as Black Seed Soccer Academy. Just as he has said, is that one of the emphasis that I've always told the boys while we are training and even while talking to them is that we need to have hard work, but first of all, the first thing that is priority is discipline. As we are meant to nurture the talents of the youth, and we are meant to bring up people that will be actually give the Zambian football, bring back the pride that we had as Zambians when it comes to our football. So one thing that we know that you cannot achieve this without discipline. They say that you can have anything, you can achieve a lot of things, and you get to the top. But what will keep you at the top is character. And character cannot be good unless there's discipline. And as you have said, we also have a camp where they are staying. At Black Seed Soccer Academy, we are a family. It's not just an academy. We love each other, all the players, the coaches, the management. We are just one big family. And that is where discipline comes in and everything comes in. Nobody insults the other. Nobody is against the other. We live as a family. We live as a unit, and we like each other. Even the training, when we go for the training, there's nobody who is superior. There's no superstars. We are all going there at the same level, and then we are trying to perfect what is already good, because none of our players is bad and none of them is not good. As you said, we have over 70, and as you know, we are in the under-19 league, we are in the under-17 league. You only have a chance of playing about 15 players that are in a match, and you have about 70. So coming up with 11 that will start up a lineup obviously is always a headache to me. Sometimes I sit down with the players and we decide together, because I have all of them can make it to the first 11. Sometimes I do the lineup myself. Sometimes I decide, okay, let me give the players a chance to just choose the first 11 out of the 70. They choose among themselves, okay, let this one start, let this one start. And as I'm talking right now, the other 19 has performed very well. It was among the top 4 in the just concluded Zone B of the first Youth League under 19. The under 17 at the moment is still unbeaten. We are doing good, almost 11 matches unbeaten, and we are doing well because it's actually the first time that these boys have got into the league. It's just when we started. And when you go back to the history of Black Seed Soccer Academy, we established the academy way back somewhere by the end of November. And then in December, we registered for the Challenge tournament as Black Seed Soccer Academy. whereby being the newcomers, obviously in the language of football, they could say we are the underdogs. But the underdogs, we made it all the way to the finals and only lost on penalty shootouts. After that, we registered for the under-19 first youth league and the under-17, which our performance is not bad. Like for the under-17, up to now, they are unstoppable and they are undefeated. They have not faced any defeat in the league. Apart from that, recently we have been having the trials for the national team under-17, and 6 of our players made it to the provisional list who are taken to the under-17 side. And our goalkeeper has also been taken for the under-17.
Which is a great achievement for sure, Coach Isaac Ibrahim. We are looking at the team which is not yet even 1 year old. But looking at the number of successes you have scored, there are many. You're talking about reaching the finals of the Christmas tournament. I know that Christmas tournament is one tough tournament because I once played in the Christmas tournament. This is a tournament where, during the off-season tournament, during the off-season, the players come back from top clubs like Zesco United, Power Damos, to come and play in their neighborhood teams and give chance to youngsters to have shoulders with them. And it's not an easy tournament, but this is a tournament where you reach the finals. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Let me also admit that the boys you are nurturing, definitely this is the future of Zambian football. From there, maybe word of encouragement to your sponsors, because already they have put in a lot and they are still to put in a lot in terms of helping Zambian football to move to another level.
One thing that I like actually, first of all, I'd like to appreciate our sponsors who are actually doing a great job in actually bringing the dreams of these young ones into reality. We find that most of the players, some of them, their dream is not about anything else. They want to be superstars in football. They want to achieve something in life through the field of football. And our sponsor has actually gone beyond limits to make sure that he's supporting them to meet their dreams, which we really appreciate. And I'm sure even the team, the camp, everybody really appreciates what our sponsor is doing. And for the moment, even before we joined the league, we had a vision for the youth. We have seen people going out into different countries. We have seen some countries, like today people, some years back, I don't know nowadays because it's no longer like that, but some years back you could find that a national team like Nigeria could have all the players who are coming from the Premier League, from whichever leagues. Even until they find the national coach does not have, he has more than enough options.
You've just summed the point, because I remember gone were days when sometimes we play a West African team, their team is all European-based players. Some of them playing in the Asian countries.
Yes.
And we found that those days it was difficult for local players to get in the team. So I remember being at the main stadium, sometimes Zambia would only have 3 professionals, then Karuchawala, Johnson Walia, Lazarus and Charles Musonda. But the rest of the teams that were coming from West Africa, found that from goalkeeper up to number 11, all professional players.
Yes.
And this is a direction that we would love to take. We would love to see Zambia going, because of now we have only few players that are like playing in top clubs. If you exclude the Nsunzu, Patson Daka, Inoki Mwepu, Fashion Sakala, Justin Shonga, and maybe Mlenga, apart from these guys who also play for TB Mazembe, you find that most of our players, they are just playing within the continent of Africa. They are playing local league. But we'll have to see in the near future that we have more professional players. Why are we calling for more professional players who could come from Asian and European countries? Because the football there is played at a very competitive level, whereby if a player plays that side, he can become a superstar when they come to play home, and they can help Zambia to play to qualify for the World Cup. Why is it that Nigeria, Ghana have been to the World Cup on many occasions? Most of their players are exposed to European football, Asian football, where they play competitive football. So when they come to Africa to play qualifiers for the World Cup, it becomes like a cake for them to help their team to get the World Cup.
And that's the direction Black Seed is going to take our youth. Our vision is for the youth. And it's not a vision that is ending after somebody is beyond the youthful age. But once we find that we are insisting, like if we say that Black Seed, we have got the under-17 side, we have strictly under-17 side. We make sure that the age is actually the right age. Not that somebody is 20 and then we claim he's 17 because of winning the local leagues. We are looking at their future. is not about the local first league, it's not about winning or losing, but nurturing this talent for the sake of the nation. We have some glory that we share. We remember we won the Africa Cup of Nations. What is holding us back from getting the World Cup is because we do not give our players, the upcoming players, enough exposure. And that is why with Black Sea Soccer Academy, with our players, we are planning to be taking them out, have international friendlies, let them get the exposure, go to Qatar, go to other places, get some clubs, some more advanced academies outside of Zambia, and if possible get into these professional leagues, as you say. Now if we get them with that exposure, it will be easier actually, even when they get a chance in the national team, for the national team to
Coach Isaac, and I seem to enjoy listening from you, because you're talking about the future of Zambian football, and now you're coming up with this program to ensure that for sure Zambia in the near future should have a lot of players playing competitive football abroad, and you should produce more players by so doing. We'll have a site to recognize and a site to take us to the World Cup. I'm sure maybe we feel we can contribute on this same program. The number you can call us is 0971 494348. 0971 494348. We are still talking football. Let's soon be able to give you the results of the first Super League games which were played yesterday and today. Zesco United have moved back to the top. But before I get to talk about the results of the first Super League games, not forgetting Man City that won the dub yesterday, winning the FA Cup, after won the English Premier League. These are some of the issues that I'll be discussing with my colleagues who are also coming from football background. Coach Ibrahim,
yes.
You did mention that you'd love to see Zambia getting to the higher level of football where Zambia can even play at the World Cup. Just a few months ago, it pained me when I saw Hefrena guiding Morocco to the World Cup. It pained me because this is the same coach that helped Zambia to win the Africa Cup of Nations. So it shows also that Zambia is a well-talented team. When he moved to Ivory Coast, he helped Ivory Coast to win the Africa Cup of Nations, which they had never won for many years. You see Morocco taking Morocco to the World Cup. We are talking about Zambia, which is a high-talented team, but some of our players are not yet exposed. Maybe word of encouragement once again to the upcoming players, how they should conduct themselves in terms of discipline, and ensure that they cope up with what the coaches are telling them what to do, so they don't move away from achieving their dream.
You see, from the short time that I've been experiencing with players since we established Black Sea Soccer Academy, one thing I can say is that what is really killing the football fraternity in Zambia, first of all, there's too much expectation from the word go. Somebody want to start football today and then achieve everything the same day. It's something that can't happen. Football is a game that actually has to be nurtured. For example, when it comes to training, we find that there are so many players that assume they are stars, that they don't want to be dedicated in their training procedures. Now you find that a team is actually known by a name, that this team is very difficult, this team is very tough. But upcoming teams which are dedicated just come and beat them and go, because it's easy. And that goes all the way, not only from the club level, not only from the divisional level, it goes even when it comes to the national team. If the selection is not done according to merit, but is done according to how you know somebody, or according to the history we have, then you are messing up the beauty that is the football, about football. Football, if you are a player last week, we need to see if you are a real player by this week. We should not actually judge you by what you used to do. We should judge you by what you are doing today on the field. Therefore, it's not about people getting into the national team because of the history they have, but do they merit? And that is why we are actually insisting, like right now there are academies, so many academies in Zambia. But are these academies really doing what is supposed to be done? Or are they just after winning the first youth league? Are they just about winning? You find like, for example, some teams which I won't mention, I've been playing with them in the first under 19. But to find somebody that is actually supposed to be in the same league with me is there because the coach is desperate for the 3 points, forgetting that this is developmental soccer. So if we really need...
I think that's where you should emphasize much, Coach Ibrahim Isaac, because The coaches, they should know that when you're coaching a first youth league team, under 19, under 17, it's all about helping these guys to achieve their goals.
Yes.
I remember also learning my own academy, Arsenal, both ladies and boys team. We played some teams where sometimes teams will come with overage players. And some people would stop it, say, no, we can't play these because they are. But me, I've allowed even my boys to play with those that will always cheat on their age cheating. Because what I want at the end of the day is to see that my boys, they get the exposure they need. It's not about winning, it's not about every time getting 3 points. Because some teams will say, no, I can't play these guys. They will beat my team. Me, I have not looked at that, and that's the same direction you have taken. I know that you have played some teams that have featured overage players.
And especially when they feature the overage players, my players always enjoy it when they beat them. It's always very fun.
Exactly.
You find that actually it has reached a point that we actually even enjoy it. Because when you bring the overage players, you just really needed a win. When you meet Black Sea, then just know that your overage players will be ashamed. You bring the right age, we play good football. But you bring the overage, our boys are motivated to go for the goals. And make sure they ashame those chikulus. Let me call them. Because how do you play somebody about 25, 26 years
to play him against
under 17? Under 17 boy. This boy, first of all, you should know, the only thing that this old man has as an advantage over this boy is that he can easily be rough on the boy, break their bones or whatever. But when it comes to agility, he has the agility. But when it comes to skill, this is a small boy. He can easily maneuver with the ball. They still have got the energy. You know, some of these people that they bring that are overage, you find somebody even maybe is having a hangover. How does somebody the hangover actually be smarter than a boy who is really 100% sober, does not know even how to defile his brain? But the thing that we should focus on as coaches and people that are in this youth football is that it's not about 3 points.
You know, it's so interesting because we are still listening from Coach Ibrahim Isaac, the coach of Black Seed, the team that has taken football by storm. I'm talking about Fast Youth League. They have got 2 teams which are sponsored by Muslim Council of Zambia. There's under 17 and not forgetting under 19, and these teams have done so well. The under 19, they've reached the finals of Challenge Cup recently, during their first year, finishing as runners-up, and of course the under 17 they beat Rutanda 4-0 just yesterday, and the under 19 finished their league, which ended a few weeks ago, and they finished the 4th among the 20 teams in the league, which is very good. Tell us about the achievement of the team so far, how you have achieved within a space of a year. You have already achieved a lot. Your team is already among the top 4. They're finishing as runners-up. What motivation have you given the boys for them to achieve these goals within a short period of time?
Actually, it's not even a year yet, because we actually just started the academy in November last year.
Okay.
We are almost there. We are actually going towards the year. But I cannot lie that and say that there's something very special we gave to the boys that make them to become what they are. There are only 2 words. Even one of the players said here, I always talk to them, it's about hard work and discipline. You remove one of these 2, you are not going anywhere. If I say that I'll come and start teaching you how to kick the ball, then I'll be a liar. I just have to help you think on how you have already been doing it before you came to the academy. And that's how our boys are actually becoming good. We go to the field together. They are playing their game. I can see the weaknesses of the person, I can see the strong points of this person, but now taking the strength of this one and the weakness of this one, now bringing it into something that is one common good, which is going to help both of them coordinate and get the winning spirit, get the winning team. But on their priority, their focus should not be on how good I am, but how disciplined am I? And am I actually working hard? Am I doing what is expected of me? These are the things. The morale that is in the camp, and also, as I told you, we don't just take it as an academy where there's a coach with that fearing coach when the players see him, they want to hide, or the players where I see them as boys. We live as a family. We are always together when we go to the ground. If there's an issue, as a coach, I am very open with my players. They come and tell me. And if there's issue I see that they're not doing right, I tell them. But we focus mostly on discipline and head work, and also, apart from that, I think...
I think let's hear from the player who has enjoyed the atmosphere and, of course, the privilege you have given them. Because every time when I visit your place, your boarding facility, while these guys, they sleep, they enjoy their meals, and from there they think of excelling in terms of football. Let's hear. Tell us your full names and then tell us how was it like since you have joined Black Seed for the past 5 or 6 months you've been with the team, because the coach did mention that the team is not yet 1 year old, but I can see you guys, you seem to enjoy every moment.
Yeah, my name is Emmanuel Mshengo. I have been enjoying at the camp because our coach and our sponsors, they take good care of us, especially to our coach. Our coach, they just take care of us because we are as one team, only one family, you know. Like
and the way you live, you guys, indeed you live as a family. Every time when I've visited you, I can see the atmosphere. Everything you do it as a family. If one would come for the very first on the side, you might think that you came from same mother, same father, same mother. The way you conduct yourself, the way you share moments. Indeed, it's something which is attached me. And I felt good that this is the way to live and enjoy as a family. But you have the guys that are coming from different parts of Lusaka. But the way you live, really live like a family. Tell us how has it been like for you guys to cope up with that kind of good environment, but at the same time to mingle together and to bring about that friendship, from friendship to brotherhood.
Yeah, because one thing always our coach tells us, it is about discipline. Where we came from and where we are and where we are going. It's about always discipline and working hard. If you're a good player and you find your friend they are a good player, when we meet there at a camp, we come always as one family. And especially to my friends and my other friends who are at camp, if you see my friends who are at back there where I came from, some of them they are getting drugs and they are drinking alcohol, but as I myself and my friends, they are, as a coach, they are just keeping us as one family. If they observe too much that where they are coming, some of them they are coming to Shpata, some of them to Chilenje, some of them to Masabuka, just to come as a team and as one family. We enjoy that this one is my family and this one is my brother. We enjoy that, yeah.
You see, you have really encouraged me as a person that has also organized football before, and still in football. I'm currently running 2 teams in the I should say amateur, because they have got amateur and under 17 and the ladies team, which is now known as Nkoloma Queens. But I seem to have learned a lot from you, the way you organize football. And Coach Ibrahim, we've heard from the player Emmanuel. Yeah. About the goodness of having a chance to play for Black Seed. Maybe how do you encourage other teams to maintain these boys? How should they maintain the boys to show that they help the boys to excel and realize their dream?
And first of all, one thing I can say is that for the coaches and the sponsors out there that are having boys or having such like academies, if at all you really need to be an encouragement to your boys, if at all you want to be a real encouragement to your players, then you should act as a role model. Let them learn from you. You know, when you find that insults are coming from a sponsor or from the coach, that is not a good way to lead the boys. We know teenagers have got a lot of issues. And some of us as coaches, as parents, you should understand that these are teenagers. Even if they are wrong, there's a way of actually bringing them back to being on the right way. People do mistakes. I don't say that even when we are living as a family, there are no mistakes. But the way we have handled the mistakes, they never come back again. Because we handle them maturely with a lot of love. So all of this starts with the leadership. The leadership is organized. Once the leadership is organized, the coach is organized. Having that relationship with the players, the brother relationship And when it comes to that authority, when you know now,
I think you've just reminded me of something. The moment you said coach-player relationship or brother relationship, you remind me of one coach who has done so well because of the having a good relationship, which we call player-coach relationship. That's Jurgen Klopp, the coach for Liverpool. He's got a very good relationship as compared to Jose Mourinho. Because Jose Mourinho, at every team that he is coach, he would differ with the players, and they would even go to the media. He criticizing the players in media, and the players will hit back to the coach, which is not good.
Yeah.
But if you look at the relationship which one Klopp, the coach for Liverpool, has shown over the years, even when he was at Dortmund, he embraces everyone who plays for his team, and the players, they feel when they look at him, not just as a coach, they also look at him as a parent. And that's what we have done over the months we've been with these boys, because from the look of things, the moment I visit the camp, look at the way you mingle with your players. Really, they cherish you much. They don't just look at you as a coach, because when you talk about a coach can only be recognized when you go to the training.
Yeah.
But we should live beyond even off the pitch, to say even off the pitch, how do your players embrace you as a leader?
That is actually very important, because you find the relationship. If I really need to impart anything to a teenager, apart from football, as an elderly man, as a parent, if I really need to impart something to somebody that is coming up and I want to nurture their talent, it should come from me. It should come from a sincere heart. Let me not just be there as the iron welding dictator, whereby if I'm a coach, when the player knows my voice is when I'm saying, Tamanga iwe, Nishani, you know, they're shouting in the field. That's not a relationship that you should have as a coach. There's actually, first of all, we should remember that we are all created by the Almighty God. Our relationship, our good relationship, is also nurtured by the fear of God. Because, as you know, the Black Sea Soccer Academy is sponsored by Islamic Supreme Council of Zambia, and we are where we are camping. We are also in an environment where there is a lot of worship involved. Every time the Muslims pray 5 times a day. We know we have a multi-religious setup of the players. There are some who are Christians, some who are Muslims, and we do not force any player to become a Muslim. So somebody should not think that because they are there in a Muslim Islamic place, we don't force anybody into religious issues, but we emphasize on the fear of God, worship. If you are a Christian, you have to continue worshiping. If you are a Muslim, you have to continue worshiping. Not just playing. Some people say ball and unless. I know with FIFA it's not allowed. They say that it should be neutral. But for us, we believe that first of all, you start with your Creator. If God makes it perfect, no man can change it. Now we believe in God. We put all our trust in God. And God has enabled us that as we talk about God, they can see an example in us as the leaders. And for them, they are now, when they start coping up with what we are imparting in them, it becomes easier. And that is very easy for a player now, once the relationship, like you said, like a parent. For me, sometimes, for me, I take them as brothers, but for most of them, they take me as a parent to them. And fortunately, we also have orphans in our camp. Now, they didn't have a father, but through Black Sea, the Soccer Academy, they have very many fathers through the sponsors. We like father figures to them. But when the vital thing here is that they have a talent. How do we nurture this talent? Despite the fact that we remind them the fear of God. Despite the fact that we remind them they have to be disciplined. Despite the fact that we tell them they have to work hard. Despite the fact that they go to the league and perform well. What do we have in mind for them? We have something in mind for them. These are the same people we want to take places. We want some to go to the academies in Qatar. We want some to go to England, to Spain. It's all in our vision that they are going to go out.
That is your target for you. And we'd love to see that most of these guys, they can deal in Qatar, England, Spain. So that in the near future, like I did mention, these guys, they should come back home and take Zambia to another level in terms of football. You remember that there are so many generations that failed to take their team to the World Cup. We feel that with this kind of setup which we are bringing to Zambia, that is the way they've been learning football in Europe and Asia. Now that we see it with Black Sea, it's good for Zambian football, and good indeed. Emmanuel, may board of encouragement to your friends once again why they should maintain discipline if they want to excel in career football.
Yeah, if they want to maintain discipline at a career and they want to become good, to be better, one thing they should remind that is they should not become as a star, because if you become as a star at all group, that means that you are not a good person and you do not have discipline. Because
you are not going to treat everyone the way, as the Bible says, just like I'm sure Quran also says, the way you want people to do to you, you should also treat them the way you want them. So if you come as a star, definitely, one would feel injured because you look at your friends like as if they are useless, you are more superior, more important. I like that aspect. You can emphasize on that one.
Yeah, because becoming a star is not good. As our team, no one is good, no one is bad. We are all perfect. As our coach always said that if you have gone out there, be a good boy. You have gone somewhere else that you have never been gone before. Just be the way you are and improve that you are a good person, and where you came from, they have given you some knowledge and discipline. Because our coach, like just as he said, that we're just taking us as our father, is our only guide that we have. And if I want to ask something, I cannot go to ask at home while our coach is in there. That's why we are asking our coach. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I know that it's a pleasure to learn more, but your closing remarks in terms of Black Seed before I get the results, I give the results of the games which I played yesterday and today, Coach.
Concerning Black Seed, I'd like to say that whoever wants to know more about Black Seed, you can check on our Twitter page, or our Facebook page, or our website. Just go there and write Black Seed Soccer Academy. Whether on Google, it will bring you all the links for Facebook, Twitter, and the website. We still are we're having an intake for the players over in our academy. You can get our contacts from the website, and also you'll be getting the contacts from this radio station as we continue with our program there at our camp. And another thing that I like to say is that for the national team, you should not be scared. Watch that space 5 years from now. We are bringing the team that we need to take us to the World Cup. Maybe we didn't make it to Qatar for 2022. But believe it or not, the guys that are coming in Black Seed Soccer Academy, together with others that are already there out somewhere, if these people are combined together, the next World Cup after Qatar, Zambia will be there. That's when we can have faith in that.
I also believe so that Zambia will be there. Zambia now has grown and has matured, but we needed people that would be able to link us with the players of the higher caliber, and that's what your academy is doing. That's what your Black Seed is doing. I know that young man Emmanuel did mention about the areas of discipline, but let me conclude by giving out the fixtures, because Coach Ibrahim Isaac, I'll feature you most of the time on this program, because as Class Codes FM 98.9 also believe in youth football, because in Bemba they say imiti kula empanga. They can't be Zambian football, because I've seen most of the players, the likes of Lemford Kalaba and others, are in the afternoon of their career, anytime they can hang up boots. But who's going to be the next Lemford Kalaba? Who's going to be the next Sambalungu? This is what we are talking about here. So yesterday, we did witness one game which was played in Frila, where Mighty Flanders managed to hold the sensational Zanaco Football Club in that 1-1 draw. GBFC defeated Kitona 2-1. Leralo's and Salestina Kambala 3-0 at Roma Stadium, while Warriors drew 0-0 with Leopard. Coach,
yes,
maybe your comment about Stream A, where I did mention that Zanaco, they drew with Maite, and then we saw Greenbapos defeating Quito United. But for Zanaco, you know that Zanaco, they are second in terms of league standing. Number one is Jesco United, who have 31 points. So is Warriors on 31 points, but divided by goals, Zanaco have moved to 30. And indeed, it's a tight league. Next weekend, the league is coming to an end, Super League. Whom do you think is going to top the table in this particular group?
For the moment, it's a bit complicated, because if you see the difference in points, is actually something that everybody now going for a win, then that means nothing will change.
And Netherlands who are at 27 points,
Yes.
they won yesterday, they have moved to 30 points.
They have moved to 30
So
points.
we have 3 teams on 30 points. There's Netherlands on 30 points. We are also looking at Zanaco, who are also on 30 points.
30 points.
And the 2 teams also on 31, Zesco United and the Warriors.
Yes.
So Warriors and Zesco have 31. Zanaco and Netherlands are on 30 points. So it's quite tricky. It's quite tricky to decide who's going to
You see, like actually right now we can say that we've got 6 options for the top position, because 1 point is not enough for you to say that you're going to win. You saw what happened to Manchester, Man City and Liverpool. Now the 2 teams that are on top with 1 point, they should not lose. And these the 3 teams all of them can win. So it will just be a matter of goals. That is very, very hard to predict. But I wish the best team to win.
Thank you so much. I'm going to stream B now. Padamos, yesterday we are held to a 2-2 draw by Forest Rangers. Choma Eagles, of course, secured the first place in their stream. They moved now to 35 points after beating Humana Legends 2-0. And then in Kwazi we were held by Secure 2-2. And Napsa drew with Musa 0-0. But today we did witness 2 games. Zesco United moved back to the top of Stream A after they managed to hold the Arusha Dynamos and Lusaka 0-0. So it's Ghana Football Club also who managed to hold the same place, Butekon Football Club, to goalless draw at Leveman Hausa Stadium. So these were the results of the games which were played yesterday and today. For me, Godfrey Daka, I'll be back in the studio tomorrow again at 7:30 to give you the updates in terms of the games to be played. I was with the coach for Black Seed and the captain, Emmanuel. It's been a pleasure. Until next time. Thank you so much. Continue listening to Classic Hood FM 98.9.
Please, boss, forgive me, I've got to go. Today, there is the polar. Me no